Today we're hanging out with Dan from the Portland-based doom metal band Slowgo. We're going to be checking out his amp and his pedal board setup. You can check out Slowgo's music over on Spotify, or you can head on over to the Instagram page at SlowgoPDX to see where they're playing and what they're up to. So we're going to hop into this video, check out Dan's gear setup. He's playing an SG tuned to C standard. And if you want to check out Adam, the bass player's rig, head back a couple videos on the channel. I did a full gear rundown with Adam also. If you like gear rundown videos, pedal demos, amp demos, and guitar related content, be sure to subscribe to the Fuzzlord Effects YouTube channel so you don't miss any of the videos that I put out.
Hey, I'm Dan from Slowgo from Portland, Oregon, and we're going to be checking out my pedal board here today. So the amp that I'm playing through here today is the Sovtek MiG 100U, and shout out to Brooks, it's been heavily modified by Blackhawk. Pretty much redone inside and out. One of a kind, there's no other like it, but particularly it has an effects loop, which is really important to my sound.
What's the settings look like? It looks like you get the bass rolled back a bit and the presence almost all the way down?
Yeah, presence is run really low because I don't like it to get too ice pick sounding. Bass is rolled back a bit and just kind of light on the mids and the treble. And I rely on a lot of the heavy distortion tone coming through my pedal board rather than through the amp itself.
So actually, the amp's set up pretty clean.
Yeah, the amp is actually set up pretty clean, though I still like to run through the high gain phase.
Cool. And then it looks like we got the volume and the master and the volume at like 1. Yeah.
Again, pretty low. Ever since the amp was modded, I don't think I've had the master up above 5 or so.
Yeah, it's still massively loud.
Yep, it still brings the noise. I can kind of talk you through just pedal by pedal. Of course, to start, I have just a basic tuner. I like the small footprint of this one in particular, but it does its job. Next, I go directly through the CMAT Mods Signacomp. And that's just a basic compressor. I've got it set pretty light, and I know there's all differing opinions on throwing the compressor first in the signal chain versus having it later. Next after that is the Buddha Budwa. I think some people say Buddha. I'm not really sure. I cycled through countless different wah pedals, and as soon as I plugged in the Buddha, I knew that it would be the last wah pedal I'd ever buy. Which, of course, everybody says that, but, you know, I haven't found anything to dethrone it yet. So next in line is just a basic volume pedal. That's your Ernie Ball right there. I don't use it a lot, but I mainly treat it the same way you might treat your volume on your guitar itself, except I like to just do it with my foot instead. After that, I've got the Ibanez Tube Screamer, and that's set just real low drive, but the level maxed out, and tone almost right in the middle, just rolled back a little bit. And that feeds directly into my main gain stage, which is the Hizumidas by Earthquaker Devices. And that is a muff circuit based on the actual big muff that Wada from Boris uses. She's an inspirational guitar player to me. I love her tone, so I was really stoked when I heard that Earthquaker was going to be working with her on that pedal, and I love it. I love the muff tone. Then we jump all the way to the end, and this is just a basic kill switch that was put together for me by Nick from Dirty Haggard Audio. From there, I run into the high gain input on the Sovtek. Yeah, so in my effects loop, I send into the Boss Space Echo. After that, I run into my reverb. It's just the JHS 3 series, really basic. I've got it set kind of low just to fill out the sound a little bit. That goes into my Digitech Hardwire phaser, and I've got it set as a 4-stage, and the speed almost the slowest it can be. I really like a good slow phaser that just gets really washy and whooshy and kind of overtakes the sound. Then finally, last in line is my Boss CE20 chorus ensemble. It's kind of overkill for what I do. I don't use a lot of chorus, and when I do, it's not super heavy, but in some songs, for some riffs, you just really need that extra little kick to make it, I don't know, a little bit psychedelic, I guess I'd say.
Nice. It's a nice setup.
Yeah. I'm gonna play just a little bit of Heat of the Blaze, Serpentine Cosmic Nightmare, and that's one where I pretty much just utilize my basic fuzz tone with the wah thrown in there to give it a little bit of flavor. I also like to use the middle pickup position to get just a little bit of a chunkier tone, but I roll back the neck pickup just a little bit here. Compressor, I mainly keep on all the time, along with the Ibanez, the Tube Screamer, and that was running with the Hizumitas fuzz on, and then switching my Buddha or Buddha Budwa. So this is Under the Glass, and in this song I go relatively clean. I start off with my main Hizumitas fuzz off, and I utilize the volume pedal for some swells. But I also have pretty heavy delay going, and I run the chorus on the entire time for this song. So at the end of Under the Glass, I also like to use this ramp up effect on the space echo on the delay. It just mimics kind of tampering with the actual tape on a tape echo machine. It sounds a little something like this.
That's it.
Yeah. I like how that one comes across. So this is Common Enemy off the Common Enemy EP, and this is an example of how I like to use my phaser.
Which is this one?
The hardwire, Digitech hardwire phaser. That's just set at the 4-stage with a pretty low speed.
Cool. Then you're also using the reverb's been on this whole time.
Yeah, I keep the reverb on pretty much all the time. Like I said, it's pretty light, and it just kind of helps fill things out. And I'm also, I've got my compressor and my tube screamer on all the time. This is also utilizing the Hizumitas fuzz pedal. This song is called Love Like Water, and it's another one where I run my compressor and my tube screamer and fuzz on pretty much here the whole time for my core tone. Cool, yeah, so we are Slowgo. You can hear us on Spotify and anywhere music is streaming. You can check us out on Instagram at SlowgoatPDX.
Curious to know in the comments what you think of Dan's gear setup. Drop a comment below, and I'm also curious to know what your gear setup and what pedals you're using right now on your pedal board. Big thanks to Dan from Slowgo for taking the time before their show at John Henry's in Eugene to come let me check out his gear and share his setup with all of you. We're going to wrap up this video by checking out a clip from Slowgo's show down at John Henry's. I'm Jason from Fuzzlord. I'm really curious to know what you thought of this video and what pedals you're using on your pedal board right now. Drop them in the comments. I look forward to hearing from you. And I want to give a big thank you to everyone's names that we're running on screen right now. These are all the folks that help support what I do here on the Fuzzlord Effects YouTube channel. Also a special thank you to Rustin, Corey, and Jay Kidd. I'll talk to you in the comments. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We got more gear rundown videos coming out soon.